The name of the show is The Way to Go. My name is Alan Bendich. I'm going to be your host. Tonight we have two guests. We have Mr. Tom Kahn,
Hey.
and we have Mr. Chandon Sethi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, great to see you. Tom. So
Yeah.
Tom, you used to be a camera person for me, so it's so good to see you as a guest. It's great.
Yeah, you know, it's something I wanted to do at some point, you know, well, at least after I'd done the Great Internet Swindle, you know.
That's great. So have you been studying film for a while, or up until this point?
Yeah, for quite a while, like a long time. You know, I could probably, you know, I was very limited at first in watching films. Watched a lot of that lot of stuff that sucked. But I started to really get into the great stuff.
Right.
You know,
So, so do you also you're an actor as well? I mean, what other things you do? You act. You're a budding filmmaker, right? You're a aspiring
yeah.
filmmaker.
I don't really have like too much acting experience. I mean, one of the things I did was before this, I did a video split into 3 parts for YouTube as a senior project for new media at Purchase. It's called Quintophrenia. It's kind of it kind of depicts myself having 5-way dissociative identity disorder, the current name for multiple personalities, and there's a lot of pop culture references and including Fight Club. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of, you know, really.
Sounds very interesting. So you're never really alone if you have all these multiple personalities. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, it was kind of something I did, but you know, yeah, I've done a little. I haven't really had much experience, but it's something I'm really into. Yeah,
That's great. And Chandon, you're an actor, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me a little bit about your background. I mean, how'd you get into acting?
Well, I used to have a really bad stutter.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't speak. And in 6th grade, I played Marley in A Christmas Carol, and it just, the way I projected, just the stutter went away and words just flowed like beautiful symphony. And
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And then in 7th grade, my speech teacher, she had me go to this theater company, Our Time Theater Company. It was an artistic home for people who stutter.
Really?
So I met a bunch of kids who stuttered, and we all just created theater together, and that was basically my high school.
You know, interesting. My father was a stutterer, and
Wow.
he's been on this show maybe 50 times almost. But
Yeah.
he survived that stuttering too. He doesn't stutter anymore, but when he was growing up, he had a stuttering problem, you know, that he overcame.
It's the hardest thing that any human being could ever. I mean, it was the hardest thing that I had ever, you know, just because you can't communicate. And the way I stuttered was,
Wow.
yeah. So like every time I would start to talk, people would just like walk away.
So you're already a winner. I mean, you've already broke down major walls in your life.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Yeah, just like stepping into another person's shoes, I think really helps.
you
So,
know,
respect.
the original voice of Porky Pig, Joe Doherty, he had a really bad stutter, and eventually they decided that you couldn't use him, and you know, Mel Blanc actually decided to give Porky Pig a stutter, like that's all, folks.
I love Mel
did not
Blanc.
know that.
He was
That's
a genius.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the project. What is it called again? The Internet.
The Great Internet Swindle. Well, it's the title of the story arc. The series, as you know, it's hopefully intended to be after whatever comes after this, is called The Adventures of Stu and Max.
And are you Stu?
Yeah, I play Stu, the long-haired.
And you're
freak.
Max?
Yes, sir.
That's my father's name. I like the name. Okay.
Yeah, because Max Mohindra, I just thought of an alliterative
That's funny.
name, you know, for well, you know, the reason why, you know, Stu doesn't really have a last name is, you know, I kind of envision him as, you know, he never really had anybody who cared about him, and he was always really bitter, and I guess he kind of started to call himself Stu because some people are calling him stupid. Well, that's not shown on this story arc, but it's kind of the backstory I've had.
Well, yeah, I guess when you have a show, it's good to have a backstory, or else you find yourself like, why did I do that? So
Yeah,
that's it.
Absolutely.
And I kind of also had thought of sort of a backstory for Chandon's character Max. I mean, we don't see it in that story arc, but he is the son of Wall Street's stockbrokers, and he had a fallout, with them when he went during the Occupy Wall Street movement, and because he was because he realized he got so upset about how their spending and stuff was affecting many of his friends who were part of the Occupy, that he kind of left and went on his own.
That sounds like fascinating. I mean, the whole Occupy thing, I think, is such a...
Yeah, and that's why that character is really interested in helping out others. And, on the other hand, Stu, from all his experience, is really bitter and selfish, and he kept trying to find jobs, but he kept failing at all of them, and eventually Max was the first person to express kindness and let him in, and and there'll be more of that, but also it's like so just to...
That's great.
It's a sidetrack on the character things.
Right.
The plot of this story arc is that Stu and Max, they end up having to help a couple of junior FBI agents. The tough, no nonsense. The tough, no nonsense, ill-tempered female agent Tarantino, played by Michelle Quintero Williams, who went to college with Chandon and is a good friend too, and we became good friends, me and Michelle, and she's done a lot of help to bring this whole project together. I mean, we originally wanted to invite her to we originally wanted to invite her to guest with us, but she told me ahead of time she was busy. But I hope she gets to see this eventually when it's on YouTube.
I'm sure she will.
But yeah, the two agents, Tarantino and Quentin, played by my longtime friend Ian Stoltz. He's more shy. The character is more shy, timid, and more more cowardly, but very loyal. And the character has a very brilliant technical mind. He actually managed to get FBI training with Tarantino's help, because Wester Quentin, he is Wester's his first name. He is he had a bachelor's degree in engineering, and his technical skills will prove very useful in the future. But yeah, so this whole idea, the Stu and Max helped Tarantino and Quentin try to catch this elusive internet con artist who goes by the name of Har Banks, who's been maliciously selling counterfeit goods through the internet, and there's a lot of influence, I'd say, of shows like X-Files, Lost. Let's see, a lot of might be let's see what else. Maybe fringe, but generally, I kind of like doing pastiches of genre. And,
So
well,
I have a question. So when you, how did you come up with this idea? I mean, where did this come from? I mean, was this something that had been brewing in your mind for a while, or is this something that just, I mean,
yeah,
I'm fascinated by authors or writers. How do they come up with this stuff? I mean, to me, it's so complex. This seems like, my God. I mean, when I do my scriptless show, it's like whatever. Yeah, something comes to my mind, I say, let's do it. Whereas like this seems like it's intricate. Everything is so intense.
Well, yeah, it's something I've had for quite a while. Like before I met Chandon, also before I met Michelle too. I mean, I met Michelle first. She was one of the cast members of a senior project of someone who graduated before Michelle and Chandon. It was called A Children's Tragedy. Is sort of a version of Spring Awakening, yeah, and but yeah. Anyway, I've had this idea for quite a while and really figured out ways to refine it, because I need to, and it's something I've...
See, when I do with scriptless, I remember when I first started doing my show, not that this show has anything to do with my show, but I couldn't think of anything else. I mean, like I wake up in the morning thinking, okay, this character, where's this going to turn?
Yeah.
Is that how you were too? Was it becoming all consuming, or is it, because that's what happened to me with my show, I have to admit.
Well, I also kind of wanted to direct it too, despite my inexperience. But because of my inexperience, eventually my parents recommended I let them hire a director, right. And we did. Kelvin Guevara, who another friend of mine, who of course, right. And
I didn't know. Oh, I didn't realize he was your director. Oh,
yeah, he
Calvin and Daryl.
Oh, cool.
Both of them.
Yeah, Daryl Davis,
okay.
Too. But Kelvin, he is an old friend of mine from way back, and eventually he became the producer and director and helped us.
That's great.
Filming, and currently Kelvin is still in the midst of editing. He's been doing it for quite a while. I mean, there are certain things we need to add because since we couldn't find really find an actor to play Har Banks, right. Eventually Daryl, who's also an actor, stepped in, and he was all right. I think he'll get...
You mean he was great, right? And he was fantastic. Well, as an actor, I don't want to hear, oh yeah, well, he was all right. No.
Yeah.
No, but I'm sure he did a great job.
Yeah. You did all right. I mean, yeah, it's initially I kind of wanted a Caucasian actor because I mean, but we couldn't find anybody, so.
But George Clooney wasn't around, so you want to take it. No, it's okay. It's okay. I know he's busy.
Yeah.
So let me talk to you a little bit, because you're sitting here basically. I mean, are you enjoying the project?
Absolutely. So what your question before about the mindset? I mean, the way I read the script, how I took it was just everything in the script was just very, very calculated. Every little thing is just to the detail, and every character is so distinct. And I think that that's just such a wonderful thing, just as an actor, to read something like that. It was just brilliant, and the story is just in this reality, and just 1,000 different realities, and the way Tom just intricately put everything together, just the way he structures things is just brilliant.
Yeah, I've been amazed with Tom also in terms of his his knowledge of the genre, you know, and the knowledge. I mean, I'll just talk about a person like we were talking earlier about James Frawley. He knows who James Frawley. You know, like
exactly.
I mean, no one is as learned as this gentleman right over here in terms of film.
Because you know James Frawley, he was the most frequent director of episodes of The Monkees.
Right.
You know, it's one of the shows I like.
I liked it too. I liked it. He's a great director. He's an actor's director. That's one thing about him. When you work on a set, like I worked with him on Cagney and Lacey, and everyone on the set loved working with James. He was like to hear that his father was William Frawley. I mean, from I Love Lucy. I mean, it's just like you hear all the stories and all that
It's
stuff.
so difficult to be like that because it's a long process. It's a frustrating process, and everybody wants to show what they got. Right. Everybody wants to do their best, you know. And you know, I mean, we're not. I mean, I am an actor, but you know, obviously, 25 years old, have a ton of things to learn. But like, so just having having something that you could really attach to, you know, attach yourself to, and just having someone be a director's actor for a young actor, that is so helpful, and that really encourages.
No question. And actors got to act, so it's good that you're acting. I mean, you're acting, so you're doing it. And thanks to Tom, you're acting,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, you know, James Frawley, he actually had, you know, small roles in Monkees episodes. Like,
I remember
seeing he once did the voice of a computer DJ 61 who interviewed the fictionalized Peter Tork's for a job and really outsmarted him, which really got the Peter Tork character rejected, and then the Mike Nesmith, the fictionalized Mike Nesmith character came in and really outsmarted DJ 61 to the point of it was like smoking and
it's crazy. Yeah, I love that show. I love
he also played he also he also did a lot of other kind of small appearances.
Yeah, I used to see him in other television shows as well. He was
also in the Monkees. Like once he played a henchman of a he played a henchman of a hypnotherapist who Peter Tork character tried to get help from to overcome writer's block, but instead that oraculo that hypnotist played by Monty Landis in one of his many villain roles of the second season of the Monkees, ended up making the Monkees his thralls. And you know, he also, there's an episode where the Monkees are forced to rob this I forgot what it was, but something from a wealthy thing by a.
So is that where you got the story about the internet robbing?
No,
I'm joking.
Not
Come
that
on, give me a break. No, so I got to ask you a question about your show. Okay, when do you think? I mean, at what stage of the project are you at this point?
Well, Kelvin is still editing. He's still, he's.
But I mean, in terms of, is everything in a can already? Have you shot?
Well, everything's filmed. Yeah.
Okay.
The first episode, so like the first stanza is gone.
And I mean, that must be exciting. I mean,
the episodes we filmed everything.
Sorry.
I mean, Daryl, he had to do some kind of extra filming, like it was around maybe January. Then it was all that because it was really because one of the days we were filming, like the underground place, we went to the basement and boiler room of Wyckoff Heights Medical Center, the hospital that my dad Ramon Rodriguez is the president and CEO of, and it took quite a long time, and also we got really hot, and well, I mean, we also because and we also kind of we need to kind of stay there for quite a while because there are a lot of other complications, but we got through it, and the extra filming we did. I think Kelvin did that with Daryl in the basement of his apartment in Mamaroneck. But
so when do you plan to? When will this air? I mean, like, when do you think the first episode will be shown? Because I'd like to see it.
Well, it'll probably it might be some time in March, unless the
well, that's great.
Yeah,
that's next month.
Yeah.
That's in a few weeks.
Yeah,
that's tomorrow almost.
I mean, yeah. I mean, after we need to first after everything's edited, we need. Kelvin's going to give it to a sound guy, and we'll probably put some other finishing touches, like myself, Chandon, and also Michelle and Ian will each record a previously on the adventures of Stu and Max. Right. Because it's like a it's because it's serialized TV kind of each episode ends with a cliffhanger. I mean this is one's like this is of course a story arc. It's kind of it's and that shows my influence of serialized TV. Also my ideas do have kind of a backdrop of the recession. Youth dealing with the recession in different ways, and these characters eventually end up becoming sort of a part of something, because Tarantino and Quentin.
I love the names. Where'd you get that?
Well, they kind of
How'd you come up with that?
They kind of have
It's fun.
You'll find kind of they're not exactly respected within the FBI, but and also Tarantino, who has a degree in criminal justice. One of the big reasons she joined she trained for the FBI is to trying to get access to certain cases, because a lot of people she cares about were affected by the recession, and she wants to try to figure out what's going on and help. But
that's great. I'll tell you one thing about that is, I I guess the recession starting in 2008. Is that what you mean by the recession? Or
yeah, haven't fully sort of
recovered, right?
It's like and Stu with he always failed to find a job, and well, Max, what he does is he keeps a steady job, he keeps a steady job in at this company, the Mizuno company, kind of an office. He keeps a steady job so he can support himself while he helps others, and that's what he wants to do, of course. Plus, right. There's also Cynthia, who's exclusive to this story arc and the next one. She also wants to help because she was swindled by Har Banks, and she wants to try to stop Har Banks because she wants to help others who are, and that's why she, and a lot of in this, of course, there's a lot of, we see a bit of a clash between Stu and Cynthia, because Cynthia is disgusted as Stu's selfishness and off the wall logic, like finding out the location of where Har Banks is, and Stu is Stu when and she calls Stu a dumb ASS. Fall. Yeah, I didn't.
Okay, we're gonna have to bleep that. No, just kidding. That's a joke. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to actually say it.
No, it's okay. That's good. You mean like? Okay, I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, yeah, and
But you spelled it. That's good.
Well, she accuses him of.
That's good.
Suffering from cabin fever, like he's like
right.
crazy or something, and have to have been indoors and Stu, makes.
As long as you're not going to give any spoilers, that's all that matters.
Okay, yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm just joking. No, it's not, I'm telling you, it sounds great, and as Chandon said, it was like it's like so intricate. I mean, I think once after the first episode, people are going to get into it.
Yeah, there's 5 episodes. Initially, it was going to be 6, but due to cuts, it's going to be 5.
So you're one of the stars, right?
I support the main star, which is Stu, which is Tom.
But you guys are like partners in this.
Yeah, in a sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
kind of like the yin and the yang of each other. Right. You know what I mean? Just like the complete opposites of each other.
So are you like the mellow dude?
It's definitely a moment thing, and that's what I was trying to. Going back to the script. Just. There's a beautiful time for specific emotions in every single scene, and Tom did a great job of building, the just the emotionalness of the character, and what was your question? I got lost in my words.
It doesn't matter because I just wanted to hear your voice a little bit. No, but I enjoyed having. I mean, you guys are great, really. And I think this show is going to be. I think your show is going to be like really awesome. I can't. There's so much cooking in your mind, and it's good to get that on the screen.
And like everything was set up. Like he not only acted, he not only wrote it, but just everything was set up. Locations were all set up, specific spots.
So you were like, you got in there and it was good to go. You were ready.
As starting off people, obviously, there's definitely like a lot of things that we just didn't understand, but then when we got into it, we understood that it takes a little bit more than just setting a light up, but then setting a light up here and then setting a light up here and then which angle
you learn by doing, that's for sure. But like basically, I mean, what message at the end of the show would you like? Tom, would you like to say to people about your movie?
Well, in addition to each episode being uploaded one by one because it's serialized, I guess. See what they make of it, and
that's it. And one parting word from you.
It's fun. It's weird and it's intricate.
And it's a wrap. Good night, folks.
Good night.
Okay.